Welcome to the Small Business Sisterhood podcast. I'm your host, Pepper Makepeace, an online business strategist for female solopreneurs and side hustlers, and the founder of the Small Business Sisterhood, an online membership community serving small business owners in the first stages of business. Join me as I go behind the scenes with female entrepreneurs, revealing the struggles, strategies, and inspiring stories of these amazing women. If you're interested in connecting with like-minded women in a supportive online community that helps you stay focused, motivated, and accountable as you build your business, check us out at smallbusinesssisterhood.com. Today we're talking to Benedetta and Valeria, Italian foodies, sisters, and the owners of a food and wine experience company in Rome, Italy called Local Aromas. Benedetta is a wine sommelier, an olive oil sommelier, and a professional cheese taster. Valeria is a trained pastry chef. Through in-person experiences, online cooking school, and YouTube channel, these sisters are on a mission to share Italy's culture and traditions through food and wine. Thank you both for being here today. I'm so excited to get to know you a little better and hear more about your business. So thanks for being on the podcast.
Well, thank you so much for inviting us.
We're excited.
Me too. Can't go wrong talking about wine and food and all things Italy. So
I know. It's a tough topic, but you've got to.
There's nothing to say about it.
Yeah, right. So tell everybody a little bit about how you got started, what your business is about, and what you guys are doing.
So my sister and I have, we put together all our passions in our company. We have a food and wine experiences company in Italy. Benedetta is a wine sommelier, an olive oil sommelier, and a professional cheese taster, and I'm a trained pastry chef. So we've been working for many years in tourism and hospitality. And about 5 years ago, we decided that it was the moment to have our own company. And it's just wonderful because, we started creating it and we design it and we do everything our way that reflects our family values and all the things that we believe in and that we just love.
That sounds amazing. So you do tours around Italy? Are there specific areas that you focus on, or?
Well, let's say we're mostly specialized in Rome for the time being. We've organized, upon request, experiences in Florence and Naples and other parts of Italy, but for now, yes, we're based in Rome. So we run cooking classes in Rome, where we go to the local market and try a whole bunch of deliciousness, and then we have specific food and wine experiences. So from street food to cheese and wine tasting to olive oil tasting, all these more specific things, and those are walking tours.
That's amazing. I love that. I can't wait until it's time for us to come to Italy and we can come do that with you.
I know. I can't wait to have you guys back. It feels lonely here.
Yeah, I bet it's a big change right now. So I know you guys have kind of shifted your business because of what's been going on. Can you tell me more about kind of that process and what you've been working on?
Yeah, so when we started, so our company is called Local Aromas, and it reflects, everything that we do, and until February of 2020, we did in-person experiences. And so that was like the main part of our business until we sort of sensed that, things were about to change. Luckily, we have a YouTube channel that we started at the beginning of 2019, which has allowed us, to have a conversation with people who are not physically in Rome with us. And so that was something that was a great thing that we did a year ago. And so when we started to sense this, we decided to work on a project that we've had in the back of our heads for several years, which was to have an online cooking class on Italian cuisine, just like an on-demand online course, multiple courses, because when you give in-person experiences, the experience of the cooking class itself is a huge part of the experience. So you cannot go in depth. You have many other things. And, we just do certain type of dishes while Italian cuisine is so vast. And so that gave us the opportunity to focus on how to design and all the different contents to put. And so that has become our main project now. We have published 3 different courses, one on fresh homemade pasta, another one on homemade gnocchi, and we just launched our Italian wines course, which is not just a course, it's more like a complete guide with many different lessons, and that's become our main focus. You know, we've lost the entire 2020 our like in-person experiences. That was just like wiped out in a month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this was our year. I mean, this was going to be our year after, but doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Things change, and, you think of different ways, and this is a beautiful project.
Yes.
Well, it's really remarkable how well you've adapted to the change, because, like you said, it's a complete wipeout. It's not just part of your business. It's the entirety of what you were doing before is now no longer an option. And so for you to have pivoted so beautifully and created such an experience, even though it's online and not the in-person that you're used to, it's still a beautiful experience that people can have and really feel like they're traveling, even if they can't. So it's good for everybody. I really love that.
We try to design. I mean, the course is it's like a beautiful baby, and it's growing to become even more beautiful. We try to really, because you are learning to make a type of pasta or a type of gnocchi or about a wine, but we added so much storytelling. So we're telling you where that is made and why it's made there, and there's a lot of history, and then there's videos and words, and it's just it's coming out. It came out really nice. So you do feel, in a way, that's if you are here learning to make pasta,
Yeah,
you're traveling
through Italy. And you know what we've done, because we have so much experience and expertise in our industry, we have put together everything that we have learned, that we have seen that foreigners don't understand. And like the recurring questions they asked, which was, they may be obvious to a local Italian like we are, but they're not, because you're learning food of a different culture. So nothing is obvious. And so we have made it so complete. And we have spent we were in Rome, we were in lockdown for 3-4 months, and we've spent it honestly, if you want to look at it like on the good side of it, hadn't we been home, it would have never turned out this well. We would have never had so much time, and all the time that we dedicated for it, it wouldn't have turned out like that.
No.
Yeah. Wow.
Exactly. And in a way, I'm not saying that it's good, but when we thought about this course, we pictured it sort of like the style of our YouTube channel. So me and my sister teaching, but not having the troupe or who was filming us with us. We had to adapt. And so it turned out in a way where the videos have no sound. So you can just concentrate on the actual making of the shape of whatever you're learning to make. Mm. And it is just so much better. It's just so much more personal. It's it's more, yeah. And so you always have to look at the good side of things.
Absolutely. And the beautiful opportunity that you've kind of seized in this moment of chaos, and not only is it serving your business, but it's serving other people that are feeling a little stir crazy, not being able to travel. And, this time last year I was headed to Scotland, and I'm kind of feeling the crunch myself of not being able to get, to travel, And so it's to have experiences where it feels like you're there and it feels intimate in a way that a lot of other options aren't. And I think that's such a beautiful thing. So I think a lot of that comes, though, because of the two of you and your personalities. I love that you're sisters. I love that you have this business together. Can you tell me more about, how did you decide to do this together, and what's it been like for you working together?
So working as sisters together, well, I must say, and it's wonderful the fact that we could not be more different. My sister and I were like night and day, but it's wonderful when you work together because she loves doing all those things that I hate, and vice versa. So you tell her to look for an app or for a new project, and she's just, and then I execute because I trust her 100%. So usually she has good ideas.
Thank you. No, we are very different, and that is that's like our asset, because we really complement each other, and so we know each other so well, and something that we've always used when we work is that, when we are working, then we are on our working mode, and so we don't have to, I mean, we can tell each other anything, and we can like face any sort of conversation, or like not fight, but get into different points of views, and then that's where it stays. Then we go back to sister mode, and it's fun because we're very, very different, and we just have fun doing things because we still are, we have that sister thing going on all the time, even when we work.
That's fantastic.
Always.
I love that. It's so good that you get along so well, and you can kind of separate the work and the sister time.
Yeah,
and it's also good because we know our strengths and we know our weaknesses, and so sometimes it's hard, and so one of us just slaps the other one on the face and says, "Okay, basta, now go." So we grab our energy and so that's good. That's good.
Has it helped that you two are there for each other? Like, is there accountability and kind of motivation that comes from each other and working together?
Yes, because we've had to like with this whole thing with the pandemic and everything, we've had to be even more disciplined because we weren't working together, we didn't see each other for 3 months. And so
Sure.
we were working on a project that we had never actually done before, working on an online course and how to design it. And then, so my sister, she's such a passionate person that she get carried away with everything. And it's just like, Benny, please, no, I mean, you have to do this by today. Yeah. So it was, she's very passionate. Yeah. She just, and so like when she was writing, she was just putting so much passion. It's just like, Benny, okay, but let's like bring that a little bit more to like to the practical side. And so it was it was the usual stuff, but it was just a little more challenging because we were actually never together. And as much as you can do like video calls and call each other and all these, it still wasn't the same.
Sure.
Yeah. But the good thing is that you saw her calling you, like, no, I'm not going to answer. That was good.
You could sort of escape from me once in a while.
Exactly.
Oh well.
But no, it's been. I mean, I'm sure that our energy and us being together, working together, has gotten us through this other chapter, and we still have so many more to go. But because we have each other, because if not, it would not have been the same. Definitely.
And
not.
it's always such. We're such positive people. Yeah, we're very positive. We just
Totally.
laugh. I mean, even when you see us on our YouTube channels, we're there having fun. But actually, there were some days that were like terrible, but still, it doesn't matter. We've started to live by the law that if you can't do anything about it, so I mean, what's the point of worrying? You just make yourself feel worse. And so it was just like it was very difficult because when we just realized that in February that we had lost our entire year 2020, which was our like best season ever. It was devastating. I mean, it's not that we're like that all the time. It was devastating, but we have kids. They're all teens, and we just even felt the responsibility that we had to show them that even if the world is just falling off, I mean, you just like literally lost the ground below your feet, it doesn't matter. I mean, you still have to get back on your feet, and you just have to go. If you're drowning, you just keep on like swimming and grasping for air. And you have to see what the opportunities in any sort of problem or disaster are. And if you have to work for 10, 15 hours a day, so that is what you have to do. You've got to do what you've got to do with what you have. That's what That's another one of our little mottos that
Exactly.
we live by. So yes, the online cooking school was supposed to have like our team of video makers, and the videos were supposed to be different. But then I think it turned out even better, because we couldn't do anything about it. We just couldn't meet we couldn't go shopping. We couldn't do anything. So it was just like, okay, well, considering all these restrictions, how could we still deliver an amazing product? Because we have very, very high standards, and especially I'm just like, yeah.
Gosh,
Well, that's one of my many qualities, and
like one of your many qualities.
and so it was still like, we still have to come out with just an amazing, amazing product. So let's get creative, and at least we don't lack creativity.
No, absolutely not. And we got creative. Fortunately, we have. We even the videos. I mean, they turned out wonderfully with with a wonderful cell phone, because technology nowadays is great, and the internet. You fix here, you do this, and they turn out incredible.
I love it. I love everything about the energy. Like the positive attitude is such a huge aspect of getting through any kind of challenge like this. I think that it can be so easy to get kind of bogged down in, what you've lost or what is gone and what isn't possible in that moment, and not be able to see the opportunity or see the ways to do things a little differently. And I think it's such a good example of, using what you have and still making a really high quality product, and huge aspect of your business now. Even when things open up again and people are traveling again, you still have this beautiful product that will be there as part of your business ongoing. And it's really beautiful how you've been able to really capture that opportunity and move forward every day. And I know you guys have kind of a morning routine that you do. Can you tell me more about what is your morning routine, and how does that play into keeping you on task and going each day?
So the morning routine actually started, the first time we actually discovered the morning routine was about maybe 6 or 7 years ago, when my sister found this book called The Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod. And we started reading it, and it was just like, those books that change like your life. You're like, wow. And we sort of did it for a while. I'm talking about myself. I sort of did it for a while, but I wasn't consistent.
Yeah, me neither.
And because it was so many different ways of approaching things in life that are so obvious, but since they're so obvious, they're so difficult to put into practice. And meditation, affirmations, waking up early and reading. You go through life like on like this mode that you just, you wake up and you do this, and by the end of the day, you've done 1,000 things. You might have been productive, you might have not have been productive, but you haven't grown you haven't worked on yourself. And so when was it with this pandemic, we said, okay, we have to structure our life back in a way that we don't get overwhelmed, because you can't go out. You got a new project, the company, everything that we've been working for just sort of collapsed. And so this sort of gave us stability. So my morning routine, I wake up at 5. I do very little bit of yoga. I meditate. I learned to meditate, because meditation seems as if it's easy, but it's not. Meditation, and then I read. And I've managed to read like 6 books, because you read 20 minutes every morning. At the end of 2 months, you've read a lot of books. And then go for a walk, and go for a 40-minute walk, listening to a podcast. And journaling. I started picking up journaling 3 weeks ago, working on affirmations. It makes you feel good. Like, it just makes you feel so good.
Yeah. It was like our therapy, because we were really devastated, but again, we couldn't do anything about it. So all you can do is just pick up all the pieces, and so we had to release all this tension and just find that positive energy. And so the good thing is that there's so many amazing books, and there's such wonderful mentors out there. So you have to listen to who most resonates your values and really speaks to your heart. And to us, because both of us agree on this, the way that Hal Elrod speaks to our heart through his podcast, and then he wrote this other book called The Miracle Equation, which we are putting into practice. Just like a month ago. and he just does things and he just explains things, which nobody has ever explained them that way. I mean, when you read so many different like self-development books, at the end of the day, they all say the same thing. So the things that a successful person does, but successful, not meaning that it's just successful in all aspects of your life, is they all say the same things, but they all use different words. So according to your personality, to your beliefs, they some touch you and some don't. And Hal Elrod is just amazing. He has been really for in this period of our life, it's been just life changing for us, and we are actually practicing now more than ever. We are so disciplined, and we actually even like decide what time we have to go to bed and things like that. Or we say, no, I'm sorry, we can't do this because I won't be able to wake up tomorrow. Sometimes I wake up at 4, depending on how much I need to work on something on myself. Sometimes I need to write because I have something. And so we learned about this purposeful journaling. Before I didn't understand what journaling was. It was just like, okay, hi, dear diary, I went to the supermarket and I bought some potatoes. And it was like, okay, but it's not working. It was just like, no. Right. And so listening to the podcast and then trying to understand, so it's like purposeful. So you're writing to yourself about a problem. And so you're not trying to find the solution, but you're trying to untangle it. And when you're done, it's just like, oh, you have like more clarity. And all these things have really helped us stay positive, purposeful, and very focused. Yeah, our morning routines have literally helped us in this very, very difficult moment.
Well, and it's a time that, you can't control the pandemic. You can't control, how that impacts your business, but you can control how you think about it, how you feel about it, and what you do inside your business and your daily life. And I love that This routine has really given you kind of that framework to really tackle those hard things that come up and also keep you centered and keep you focused. I think it's such a beautiful practice, and many people can benefit from the miracle morning or some version of it. I think whatever works for you, but any kind of morning routine,
whatever
powerful.
Works, because it has to resonate. And then another thing that everybody say that is common is that like they have been challenged with like only after like the worst challenges and the worst failures did they then become successful. So I actually understood the meaning of why failure is so important to become successful, because it actually builds you up. If you just become all of a sudden an overnight success, you're not ready for it. You can't. And so like all the pain that people go through in life, in their business, it just sort of builds you up. It builds you stronger. So when you get there, you have evolved into this better person. So it's all part of the process. And when you understand that, it's like, okay, I will accept everything that happens. So, I will learn to deal with it. I will just figure out a way to deal with it. That's what we did.
Yeah, and it's really building those skills that you wouldn't have to build if you didn't have that challenge to face. And
it's like that muscle that you have to work on. If not, you're say, and it's true. And, at first it's not easy because, when the alarm goes on at 5:00 in the morning and, it's still dark outside, you're like, oh no. And the bed is grasping you down and telling you don't get up. And, and then you're like, and then you do. And it's just like, wow. I mean, after you're like, wow. And it feels so good.
It feels good. Because sometimes we even pushed ourselves to 3:30. So when we went back to 5, it was like, oh my gosh, I overslept today. Yeah.
Well, because it's the only time of the morning when you there's no phones, there's nobody calling you, there's nobody requesting, where's this, where's that. It's just like, with kids and everything, it's just that moment of silence. Mm-mm. The only one that could actually ruin the morning is if my sister sends me a text message like, do this or did you do this? But then you silence the phone because
Oh, you see, your phone is my screen.
Yeah, it's silence until 7.
Okay, good to know.
Then you can bug me.
I love you both.
Thank you.
Well, I know this year has been challenging, but can you remember back? I know you've been in business, you said 5 or 6 years now. Can you remember back to the beginning and like, can you tell us a bit more about any challenges that you faced at that point, just starting out? And, any advice that you would give to people wanting to start a business or in that early stage of starting?
Yeah, well, when we started out, we started out small, and we didn't have, I mean, our parents helped us, but it's not like they put in the sufficient amount of money to just start a business. And so we didn't have the experience, and we didn't have the money to start like, these massive ads or anything. It was just the two of us, and it's basically just the two of us. Plus now we're starting to have just two valuable people. And so it's very important, actually. And this is something that Benny, because she's such a people person, she has in her many years working in tourism and hospitality, had established such great relations with people that you looked up to her. They knew the way she worked. And so when we opened our company, we were working with tour operators. A lot of people came our way because they had seen us work and they had seen us do things in other moments, and they trusted us and they wanted to. And we just slowly grew by word of mouth. So it was thanks to, like, at the beginning, these tour operators that decided to come, and then word of mouth with other tour operators, and word of mouth with other clients. And that is probably like referral is has been our most successful strategy. That, and something that I did, which my sister said, okay, so though she didn't really understand what it was that a very important was content marketing, because you need to have you need to have a conversation with clients or with potential clients, and give them and share with them valuable information, because you can't be talking about your product all the time. You can't say, come to Rome, come on our tour, because it's boring. So that's probably the only small investment that we did. We had somebody who would write in our we have like this on our website, this like blog. It's where we would talk about Italy's food and the traditions, and we were just sharing valuable local insights. So that is something. So probably like the referral and the content marketing were the two most important decisions that we took at the beginning that really, really paid off.
Yeah, those are both really, really awesome skills and parts of business that really can pay off more than the time that goes into it, for sure.
Exactly. And then you have to really have, starting your own business is wonderful. It's your little baby, but as little babies, they cry all night sometimes, and so you're going to put so much more hours, and you're going to put so much more work, and you're on your own boss, so you have to be very disciplined, but you have to have a passion, because at the end of the day, it's so gratifying, and stay real and really connect, because that does make a difference. How we decided to structure our company, it's a family run business, but when people join our tours, when people connect with us, they're family, and this family thing is something that's really felt. Even in the pandemic, we created a private Facebook group with all our family, and and we go live and we share stuff that we don't share anywhere else, and it's wonderful, because there's a lot of interaction, and even between the members, they started talking to each other, and that's so wonderful, because it's a nice place to connect and interact.
Absolutely. Yeah, I can really feel your values coming through your business, and that connecting and having a meaningful experience for people that either come to the live events that you're doing, or now with the school that you've created, really having a more personal approach to that is really coming through, and it makes such a difference, I think, in the way that people perceive and feel about your business, and also remember, they're going to remember you because of that personal interaction and that personal experience.
Yeah, and even on social media, on our YouTube channel, we don't have anybody, we don't have a paid person that does that for us. We respond. I mean, we have like on Instagram, we have two different accounts. We have the Local Aromas account, which my sister manages and responds to every single comment and interacts. And I manage the Foodie Sisters in Italy account. And it's very, that's a very important part. I mean, it's us who respond, even on our YouTube channel, the comments. It's very important because at the end of the day, it's a person to person business. So you always even if you're dealing with companies, you're still dealing with people. And I think you should value everybody's even effort to even just write a message or comment on something, even when they're not. We haven't had many negative comments, but even if they do leave some not nice comments on YouTube, well, I like to thank them for their time and just feel free, to just go watch another channel, which is fine. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. But interacting and engaging and with our community is a huge part, because we've always had our faces. I mean, the number one thing about Local Aromas is that it's always been our faces everywhere. So we have always guaranteed with our faces and our names. It's never been Local Aromas. It's me, Valeria, it's Benedetta. This is who we are, and this is our face all the time.
So was there anything that surprised you when you first started your business? I know you both had worked in the industry for a while as employees, but when you did your own thing, was there anything that surprised you, or did it kind of come naturally?
Well, no, in a way it sort of did come naturally, because however it was at the end, working in food and wine tourism, however it's, you deal with people at the end of the day. It's what was fascinating, I mean, at least on my end, was that we've always worked with other markets. So we've always worked with Americans, Australians, Italians. Here we started working with Italians in a way that we had to deal with Italian vendors, and we have incredible vendors, but it took us a year to find really super special vendors that we could because the mentality, and so having to interact with local Italian vendors was very interesting at times.
Interesting, yes, that's a word.
That's interesting.
It was interesting.
Yeah, you guys are so fun and positive, and I love everything. And I really appreciated kind of getting this inside view of how you work together. I can really see how different your personalities are and how they kind of come across, and how you really support each other with that, though. I think it's really beautiful, and it's been such a joy talking to you. And tell everybody again about the school that you have available now and how they can access that.
Yeah, so our school is called Italian Home Cooking Made Simple. And you can go directly to courses.localaromas.com. Our website where you can find everything that we do is localaromas.com. So that's where you can get access then to our social media and our blog with all the content, and to our YouTube channel. And then on social media, we are we're just on Facebook and Instagram, and it's either Local Aromas or Foodie Sisters in Italy.
Wonderful. And I will be sure to link to all of those things in the show notes so that people can get access to those.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I enjoy you both so much, and thank you again for your time. And I know we've had some technical challenges today, but your perseverance has shined through, and I appreciate that. And it's so much fun speaking with you, and I can't wait to experience more and more of Local Aromas and both of you. So thank you again.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having us, Pepper. It was so fun.
Thank you, Valeria and Benedetta, for talking with us today. You can find more information about Local Aromas and the link to their website in the show notes for this episode at smallbusinesssisterhood.com/21. I hope you found this episode useful and inspiring. If you did, please pop over to iTunes and leave a review. Thanks for listening. Catch you next time.